Assalamu alaikum. I am Ahmed Ramadan for Muslim Network TV, and this is GTA Muslims Today. I have the pleasure of interviewing Majid Jowhari, who is the running for re-election in Richmond Hill South. Majid, thank you for joining us.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Ahmed, for coming and joining us in my campaign office here in Richmond Hill South.
Wa alaikum assalam. So my first question to you is, this is actually your fourth term that you are going to be re-elected. What has changed from when you started to now, and how do you see things, compared to back then, the growth that you've also accomplished?
Well, just to be clear, I've been elected 3 times, and this is the 4th time I'm running for re-election. In 2015, the world was a very different place. 2025, 10 years later, we are in a very, very different environment. 2015, the issues were around let's say economy, but in 2025, we now are in a position that our neighbor and our friend and our trading partner down south has decided unilaterally to basically just become our neighbor and no longer our friend and no longer a trusted trading partner. So we are in a very, very different environment. And when you are in that environment, and when Canada's security and sovereignty and independence goes under question, therefore the framework that you are operating within has changed a lot. Therefore, in 2025, our focus is to make sure that we have a united, we have a strong, and we have a resilient Canada who is secure and independent, both from an economic point of view, as well as security and sovereignty point of view. So that framework is now very different, but still we have the same challenges in our daily life, which now is going to be even highly more impacted, such as affordability issue, such as cost of the living, such as public safety, and in general, housing. Those are the issues that we're dealing with in 2015, 2016, and even now in 2024, 2025. But it's going to be exacerbated with the changing environment that we are dealing with.
So you actually have answered my next question, which is going to be, what are some of the issues your constituents have been talking about? So if there's anything you want to add to that, but I'll ask the question in a different way. What do you think that the Liberals and you can do this time to address these issues that people are concerned about?
Yeah. So as I said, since after COVID in general, when the whole international supply chain model changed, and all the countries become a lot more, nationalist and protectionist. And then when we had the war between Russia and Ukraine, and then the situation in Middle East, especially with Gaza and Israel, and the impact of that, and the impact of some of the regional players in the whole field, it exacerbated, as I said, the cost of the impact on the cost of living. Our inflation was up. Now, as you know, it's back to 2.3%. The interest rate was high. The interest rate has come down, and as you know, it's been kept at 2.75. The economy, although was recovered, but it wasn't recovering to the point that would satisfy the people. So people were very, very, let's say, upset, and they were concerned about the rise in the cost of living, the rise in the housing costs, the rise in cost of food, the cost of gas, and all of those things. And people were also angry. People were angry, and people were uncertain because of all of these geopolitical situation, and they didn't know what is happening. And therefore, it reflected directly on the Liberal Party by default to the Prime Minister at that time, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Despite the fact that the government had really people's back, Canadians' back in during the COVID, but that resentment and that stress and that that concern was there. With Prime Minister Trudeau stepping down, with the new leadership, and with the new vision of one economy rather than 13 different distinct economy, rather than a north-south model, a east-west model that Prime Minister Carney is talking about, focusing on making sure that our critical minerals, our oil and gas, our natural resources have the ability to be able to not only extract it, process in a very clean and carbon-free kind of setting, and being able to actually capture the carbon at the source. Therefore, we have clean sources going across on an east-west corridor, as it's called, and then our opportunity to be able to expand that trade not only among our interprovincial partners, but also with our like-minded free trade partners such as Europe, such as England, and on the Asian market. So really, whether going north-south, we are going east-west, and for building nations. Now, what does this do? That builds the resilience. It creates a one economy that saves about, does allow us to be able to trade in $200 billion of worth of trade among the provinces. It allows the provinces to be able to have the skill sets move across where they couldn't. Therefore, now we have the Canadian ingenuity now can go across Canada. Our natural resources could be cleanly processed and be shipped all over the world, and that strengthens our relationship both on the east going to the Europe as well as going west to the Asia. So this is the difference.
I could see that you're very passionate about this, and you've gone into quite a bit of detail, so I know this matters to you. But another thing I wanted to just touch on, obviously you come from, your constituency is diverse, there's many people in it, and Gaza and the situation that's going on in Palestine is on people's minds. What do you believe Canada's role should be in regards to that?
I think Canada's role should be the role that Canada always played. And I think Canada has always played the role of peacekeeper, a just mediator, and I think Canada can take the lead. If you recall listening to the Prime Minister, and one of his remarks said, if U.S. does not want to take the lead, Canada is ready to take the lead. And to me, that shouldn't be only on us expanding natural resources or us being able to work with the other trading partner. I think we can take the lead in finding a solution for peace, for stability, for justice, for security for that region, especially between the Israeli and between the Palestinian.
So my final question to you is, what is the message you have for our viewers this election?
My only message is, please participate. The Muslim community has a very, very strong presence in Canada, has played its role in many aspects, especially the economic aspect, especially the skill set aspect. My request is, please participate. And please make sure your values drives the decision that you make for which party that you vote for.
Majid, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. We look forward to more in the future. This is Ahmed Ramadan from Muslim Network TV and GTA Muslims Today. Thank you for joining us. Please leave your comments below, letting us know what else you want us to cover this election, what are your concerns, and stay tuned for more. Assalamu alaikum.